Hey guys, Chris here. So we have the brand new BMW 3 Series, the 2019. This is a 320 xDrive Sportline, and in today's video, I'm going to give you guys a brief, test drive of this car. My first test drive, first time this car is on Norwegian soil, and we're going to drive it for 40 minutes through some, the mountainous roads here, and it will be very exciting to see, the route we take and how this car performs. So set off here, we have a convoy to follow. We're about 4 cars going on public roads. They don't trust us with these cars, so I just had to just set off here. But I'm going to take off my hat and my scarf. Oh, too much clothes. But yeah, first impressions is that this diesel engine is very quiet, very refined, and the whole thing, the structure feels very solid. And this having probably some adaptive suspension, comfort mode. Let's see, let's try sport, if that stiffens things up. It's not easy to gauge that because we are on snow, but yeah, I think this car has adaptive suspension. It will be strange to be at a BMW press event without, this has adaptive suspension. And these BMW adaptive dampers are very impressive. I mean, the last time I drove them was in the 530D, the G30 generation last, December. And when I drove that car the first time, I was really impressed because I thought it actually had air suspension, but it didn't. And this feels very air suspension-ish because you can feel you have travel, and then it's just so softly sprung. This thing just feels very comfortable. So first impressions is, I'm actually very impressed by this car. It feels very solid, and this diesel is very refined, very quiet. I remembered at least the 320D being a bit cluttery, being a bit loud, not as quiet as, something like an Audi A4. But so far, so good. So we're on this small and curvy road here, and it is very snowy, very icy, and a bit slippery. And with traction control turned off, this iDrive, this 3 Series is just very playful on the snow. It's just really easy to get rotation like that. It's very fun and very playful. So I am very impressed by this car. I think it's very nice to drive, and we've only driven it here on snow, but it is very bumpy and a real test to the car's suspension. And in comfort mode, this thing is just immense. And look at there, just steer by throttle, no steering input at all, and it just grips, it grips. Very playful, very nicely balanced, this car. And the transmission, the throttles, everything is just very responsive. But back to the car, it's very comfortable in comfort mode. This car almost feels like it's riding on air suspension. That is very impressive. I am very impressed. But the overall solidity of this car is the thing. I'm sitting here, just feeling that is the most impressive thing about this car. It's just how solid it feels, how quiet it feels. Does this car have laminated glass? Yes, it does, which has just become a standard in the premium segment today. Every car which is a serious premium automaker has, the double pane laminated glass. But it just makes this cabin just feel so cocooned. This feels very close to the 5 Series I drove just before Christmas, which is very impressive. And from where I'm sitting now, I think this drives better than the Audi A4, the C-Class, and the S60 V60. Though I haven't driven the S60, but well, the V60. Is it better than a V60 cross country? Well, I'll have that car in not very long. I'll have a proper press car. But I think this is the next generation of cars. This and the V60 cross country, they feel very solid. The structure is very solid. They have very good dampening. The suspension is just so well sorted out. And then that car and this car with the 2-liter diesel, the 4-cylinder diesel, just are so well sound insulated, and yeah, very impressed. I've now taken the passenger seat here in the 3 Series. This guy's driving, and well, I'm still very impressed by the comfort levels. It's even more apparent while sitting as a passenger, because this road is really bumpy, as you can see out here. Really bumpy, really twisty, and the comfort levels, the refinement levels are just immensely impressive here in this car. And also what's very impressive is this new BMW interior. So BMW have been, you know, the premium manufacturer that has been lacking lately the last few years in, you know, the interior department. But with this interior, the high quality materials, the attention to detail is almost Audi-like. It's almost Audi-like. It's like 9.5 tenths of Audi switchgear, you know, attention to detail, how clicky and nice it is. And you know, guys, Audi make the nicest switchgear in the business. But the rest of the fit and the finish, the materials, the styling is really up there now, on par with the competition. Yes, Audi have, you know, diverged into a different direction, more Bauhaus, which I do like very nicely. But I think this is just a nice middle ground between something like a C-Class and something like a Volvo and something like, you know, an Audi. It's a very impressive interior, and I just love this new design language. It's clean, but it's still a BMW, you know, in its essence. So that was our test drive of the brand new 2019 BMW 3 Series here in the 320d xDrive Sport. And I must say, I'm really, really impressed by this car. I think after this, you know, short 40-minute drive, that this is possibly the best driving car in this class. It's super quiet, super comfortable, and the chassis just feels so damn solid. And with this new interior language, this new design language, the way the interior just looks and feels, I think is a real, you know, step up for BMW. So I'm very impressed by this car, but I'll, you know, give you my final and proper verdict later on in the spring when I get my hands on a proper press car. But so far, I'm very impressed by this car. It is damn good. So guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please drop me a thumbs up down below. And for more car content, as always guys, please subscribe. See you guys later, and goodbye.